213 members of the National Assembly allied to the Jubilee coalition trooped to State House, Nairobi for a session with President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto on the eve of Parliament's reopening after a 2-month break. But the ongoing Kenyan cases at the ICC dominated, following remarks by former ICC prosecutor Luis Moreno Ocampo during an interview with Radio Netherlands that some diplomats had tried to use the Hague-based court to stop Kenyatta and Ruto from seeking the presidency last year.
Then was people vote. It was not my business. There were some diplomats asking me to do something more to prevent Kenyatta or Ruto to compete for the elections. And I said, it's not my role. Judges in Kenya should do that. And if they authorize them to compete, people will vote. And if people vote for them, we have nothing to say.
The Jubilee parliamentary group said Ocampo's remarks had affirmed their position that the Kenyatta-Ruto trials were politically instigated. The lawmakers resolved to flex their tyranny of numbers in the August House to push for the passage of a motion to form a 21-member select committee to probe the role played by the foreign embassies and non-governmental organizations in the Kenyan post-election violence charges. Sources at the State House meeting indicated that the motion will be tabled in Parliament next week.
Well, what he's saying in a nutshell is that the Kenyan case was a political case. The Kenyan case was the Western powers wanted individual candidates in the name of Raila Amolo Odinga and ODM to ascend to power. And the political sacrificial individuals was the current President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Deputy William Ruto.
The Jubilee lawmakers also resolved that the Select Committee, once established, will also probe the Waki Commission that investigated the 2007-2008 skirmishes. They also want Waki compelled to disclose the content of the secret envelope that he handed to Chief Mediator Kofi Annan, who later submitted it to Ocampo when Kenya failed to establish a local judicial mechanism to handle the post-poll chaos cases. But some Jubilee senators are opposed to the reopening of the Waki envelope.
Hiyo bahasha lazima, in fact, is an agenda for me. Because you can't have an amorphous envelope. That envelope must be opened, now that Ocampo has spoken.
I differ with respect to the argument that we need to dig into the so-called Waki envelope and find out who were there. Because if the argument is that the method that was used to identify the 6 Kenyans who ended up in The Hague was erroneous, then it follows that the entire envelope was procured through an erroneous process. And therefore, there is no need to say, okay, fine, the 6 have survived, let's find out who else is there, and we take them to The Hague.
In the meantime, yet another prosecution witness in the Ruto-Sang case has withdrawn. Witness P0323 has, in a sworn affidavit, claimed that he was coerced by an American donor agency, USAID, to testify against the deputy president. The witness says his conscience can no longer allow him to testify in the case. Francis Gachuri, Monday Special.